Welcome to Faith in 5, a weekly video devotional designed to discuss practical spiritual concepts in 5 minutes or less. I'm your host, Mark Vandellen. This last Christmas, we went to the Children's Museum with my nephew, and there's so many cool things there. There's like this dishwasher soap thing that you stand in, and then you lift a string above your head, and it creates a bubble around you. There's all these different textures and soft things and hard things, and there's actually a walkway that has bubbles, like liquid bubbles in it, so you step, they break apart, and kids just go crazy on it. But the thing that I enjoyed the most, or the thing that I guess made me think the hardest, was this section of the Children's Museum that was mirrors. And you know, like the funky mirrors that you see at carnivals or whatever, where some of them make you really tall and skinny, some make you really short and squatty, some of them actually like stretch you on the top and do something different on the bottom and make you really disproportionate. And as I looked at that, I thought, you know what, sometimes I have a distorted view of myself. Sometimes I think I'm way better than I am, and I can admit that. But then there's other times when I look in the mirror and I think, wow, I don't really like what I see. And that's really hard to swallow on both sides. But the Bible says we were created in the image of God. I mean, from the very beginning of the Bible, in Genesis 1, it says that we, man and woman, were created in the image of God. And what does that mean for us? Right? Like, it's just something that we say. What does it mean to be created in the image of God? And we're in the middle, or the second week of our music series, and the song that strikes me, and it's so weird, you're going to find me odd once again, right? Justin Timberlake's song, Mirrors. It's definitely not written about God. If you read about the song and you research it, he wrote it about his wife. However, when I listen to that song, I hear God. I hear God speaking and saying, you know what? You are my reflection. You were created in the image of God. In the song, Justin says, if you ever feel alone and the glare gets too much, right? If the glare makes it hard to find me, you can know that I am there. I'm always parallel on the other side. I believe that our God says that to us. That's why he created us in the image. So that we know that no matter what we see in the mirror, that God sees something different, something better. That song also goes on to say, it's like you're my mirror. Right? It's like God is my mirror staring back at me. And so there's two pieces to this that are at play. It's not only like when you look in the mirror, do you see what God sees? But also, when other people look at you, do they see God? Do we reflect that back? See, in Colossians 1, 15 through 18, it says that we look at this sun and we see the God who cannot be seen. That was Jesus' intention here on earth, is that when we look at Jesus, we see God. We look at this sun and we see God's original purpose in everything he created in the image of God. For everything, absolutely everything, above and below, visible and invisible, rank after rank after rank of angels, everything got started in him and finds its purpose in him. He was there before any of it came into existence and holds it all together right up to this moment. And so how does our faith and how does this song by Justin Timberlake called Mirrors about his wife apply to what we do in our daily life? My challenge for us is that we would see, when we look in the mirror, that we would see the beauty that God created. That we would see when it's hard to know that God is present, that God is there, or that we don't like what we see, that God is parallel on the other side, saying, you are my child, you are who I created, and you are perfect, perfectly and wonderfully made. But then the second thing that I want to challenge us as we live out our faith this week is that we would also be a reflection of Jesus, that the choices, the decisions, and the way that we treat others, that we would live life in a way that reflects Jesus. And so that this mirror concept in your life would be something that not only grows you, strengthens you, and makes you feel more comfortable with who you are, but that other people could also see that and yearn for what Jesus is doing in your life, in their life. Because Jesus is that representative of God when we can't see him, as are we a reflection of Jesus to other people.